jerk, 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 jerk.
All right, I shouldn't be so happy. That's some sad news.
Young jerks. All right.
Old jerks, whatever. It's all relative.
Some jerks. We got news.
Well, younger than the Young Turks.
A little bit more edge. I'm not afraid to pull my dick out on the camera. You know, things like that. All right. Let's get serious. So, this evening in Ansbach, Germany, a place where I used to live. I lived there for 3 years while I was in the military. There was a guy who detonated a bomb that was in his backpack. There's a festival going on in Ansbach with about 2,500 people. It's a really good festival. I've been to it a bunch of times.
So it was a 27-year-old Syrian refugee who sought asylum in the country 2 years ago. His asylum was denied a year ago, but he was allowed a temporary stay due to the ongoing conflict in Syria, and was provided an apartment paid for by the German taxpayers in Ansbach. You can continue on with your festival story.
Well, hey, festival's dope. But anyway, seriously, this one, it really hits home for me because...
Well, let's give them the information first, and then we can talk
All right.
about it first. So we gave you some of the background. Another thing that was just recently got reported was he was denied entry. So security work. He was denied entry to the festival, which is always packed. I mean, Billy lived there. I visited all the time because I work with the Kotterbach. What do you call it? Where the soldiers have fun.
The Boss
Singles
program.
and Boss program with Danny B and all them. So I used to spend a lot of weekends out there.
You also filmed a bunch of music videos in Ansbach also.
As I did at the Hauptbahnhof, the train station, and several other locations. So we still have a lot of friends out there, both American and German, who live in Ansbach. So when we heard that, we were definitely a little worried. Thankfully, everyone we know personally, as of so far, is safe and sound.
Yeah.
But the security measures the Germans implemented did work. He was denied entry into the festival, which probably would have killed a lot more people had they allowed in.
Yeah. So apparently he was still at within pretty close proximity. He went to a nearby location. And that's where he detonated the bomb, killing himself and injuring, depending on where I'm looking, between 9 and 10 other people. But it seems at this time that
only this piece of shit died so far.
Yeah, it seems at this time that everyone.
Too bad Alex Jones wasn't in this area. I'm just kidding. I don't wish death upon you, boy.
Fuck you, Alex Jones. But anyway,
I don't wish death upon you, but if it just so happened you died, I wouldn't be upset.
I mean, I would do a dance, but anyways, yeah. So no one's really reporting on the severity of the injuries from the.
It literally just happened.
Yeah.
And it's right now. As we're recording, it's the dawn hours, like morning hours of Germany right now.
Yeah, so, they're about 8 hours ahead of us. So it's about 5:30 a.m. there, I think, right now. So
Billy's got some close connections there.
You have some connections there too.
You know, I don't want to make this about us, because if every tag, I got friends there, I got friends there.
Yeah, everybody's got friends.
They're all bad.
They're all connected to everyone.
And here's the deal, right? So this isn't the only one. Apparently today, even in another part of southern Germany, there was a machete attack by another Syrian refugee, according to the BBC, in another southern German town, which goes by the name of, I don't want to just say things, Reutlingen. So, and obviously with the gun attack in Munich last week, and another knife attack in Würzburg
it was
a week ago.
Axe attack. He had an axe.
Yeah, I'm sorry, axe.
Yeah.
So
knife isn't dressing enough. You gotta have a fucking axe when you attack people.
And here's the thing, right? So I have a son in Germany. He actually lives really close to Würzburg and not too far from Ansbach. He lives in a small town. I'm not going to say the name of it, just in case I actually do get famous and people are like, yeah, we're going to murder people you love. But he lives close to Würzburg. And this is very serious to me. When I read these things, it's the first thing I think of is that. That would be the worst case scenario for me. So what happens in Europe matters to me. But you know what I don't do? I don't have the overreaction and say, fucking kill all the muzzies, he's fucking shut the board. That's not the answer. So it matters to me. I mean, obviously it matters to Billy because he has friends there. But it's a whole nother level when you're talking about a little, my son. He's 4 years old. So this happened. What's the answer?
We should put a wall up. That's the answer, Walls are always the answer.
And it frustrates the fuck out of me. You know why? Because just this week I was talking to my son's mom. We have a pretty good relationship for our son's sake. And I told her, she's pissed. She's so pissed because a lot of the resources that she was getting before are now being redirected towards, there's a bunch of Syrians and Afghans being relocated to her town. Because as you know, Germany is taking thousands upon thousands of refugees. They've opened their doors. A lot of it is actually due to financial and economic reasons because the German population just isn't growing. Germans aren't fucking enough, basically. So they need younger people coming in. So this is their answer, right? But what's the cost? Well, they're providing these people with a place to live. They gave this guy an apartment, right? They give them all these benefits. They allow them to stay. And I get why, right? So the bigger picture is economically it makes sense for them. But is it a bit dangerous? Fuck yeah, it is. Does it frustrate the fuck out of me because my own son's mother is like resentful and now has a very unpleasant view towards all the immigrants in Germany, and I'm sure she's not the only one. Fuck yeah, I see it. I can see it. But and she's upset, and I get it, and it's just a lot of women and children, right? Oh, why do they get? Well, they didn't fucking ask to get born in Syria. They're people who are just trying to make a living too. They're just like you and me and everyone else who just wants to live in peace. And unfortunately, right now it's the hot thing because this is what happens, right? In the 80s, it was the Northern Ireland. In the 90s, it was all about Taliban, and it was Al Qaeda. Now it's ISIS. So it's a phase thing, and people respond to that, and the media pushes for it. So no, I don't think the answer is fucking get mad and fucking close the borders. But I do think there is a problem, and we need to have an open discussion about it.
What do you think? So from what they're saying is that this guy, some 2 years ago, this guy's asylum was denied. But
right.
Still, they're not. Germany's not like, all right, we denied your asylum, get the fuck out. 2 years have passed, and they've been paying for him to live. Obviously, they put money in his pocket too, so he can take care of himself.
Right. How the fuck do you make bomb material?
Yeah. From what I've read, the subsistence for a lot of these people, on top of paying for your housing and your utilities and everything, is something like 600 euros a month. Which, if you're already taken care of, I mean, you can.
If you're not paying electricity and fucking housing, 600 euros
you can get by on that, yeah.
Especially with a little drug dealing or terrorism on the side can get you some money. You know what I mean? Little pamphlet spreading, little jihad cash.
Yeah, little jihad light.
A little Saudi Arabia passing you to PayPal some indiscreet money type cash. But
what would
what's
cause?
The answer?
Well, I don't know what was that? I don't even want to. It's like people want to say the problem, but so many people are going to be quick to say that the cause of the problem was letting Syrian people in. That's not it. You can't just say, oh no, they're out of 100,000 of you, there could be one bad guy, so we're not letting anybody in.
Well, that's like saying we lost because they scored one more touchdown than us. That's stating the obvious, right? So if a Syrian guy commits an act of terrorism, blame the Syrians. But there's a whole game that happened before that where you didn't discuss what the fuck actions were taken by certain governments that caused these incidents to happen over here, which caused all the refugees to come over here, and they're all happen to be pissed off. By the way, they're not all pissed off. They let in hundreds of thousands of refugees, and there's been several attacks. Put it in perspective. Every single one of them is bad. So this happens. Ansbach's all over the news, worldwide. When's the last time Ansbach was in global news?
It wasn't.
Never. So we just happen to be fucking like zoning in on these fucking people, even though there's shit happening all the time.
what do you I don't know why do you think this guy would target Germans? Why would he? Why would he? I mean, it's not like they've treated him wrong. You know, it's not like they've done something bad to him. You know.
Well, who's done anything bad personally to anyone?
Yeah.
The Germans have been supportive of the wars in the Middle East. I mean, we obviously, there's been a partnership between the Bundeswehr, the German army, and the United States Army, who's been there since, we basically never stopped occupying Germany since 1945.
Yeah.
We've maintained tens of thousands of troops there. Billy being one of them and I being one of them. I was there for 2 years, and we trained a ton of people, including Afghans, to go to Afghanistan to fight against radicalism. So why would he pick Germans? Probably because of that. Why would he pick Ansbach? Well, it could be just a proximity thing. He was living in Ansbach.
Yeah.
Or it could be hey, it's a high density American soldier area. I want to attack that. And they don't realize that, I don't even want to say it because it's fucked up.
Yeah,
The bases aren't even that secure. This isn't a secret. Anyone who's been to Germany, Hohenfels, where I was stationed, it's wide open. Like, how could you defend that against somebody who really wants to do damage to somebody? Like, that, does it mean that, twice a year we would do a show of force. Everyone would get from head to toe in military gear, their weapons with loaded ammo, Kevlars, in tanks, rolling around the bases, just showing the Germans, don't forget we're here. Don't forget we're here.
Yeah.
At any moment.
We out you.
So, but when that's not happening, it's
Squad.
it's just regular civilian. It feels has a very civilian feel to it, unless there's rotations or exercises.
Calm as a bitch.
So, I don't know. Maybe he was directing it towards Germans, because I would think if he really wanted to hit Americans, it would be very easy to if he really wanted to. I'm not going to say how easy, but you need to. I'm suggesting. First of all, I would hate to be stationed in Germany right now, because they're about to lock everything down. No more the one, no more fucking.
Yeah,
if you want World of Nightlife on Saturdays in Nuremberg,
Yeah, you're not. It's a good thing that it's Sunday, because this gives it a week to fucking simmer down. But for the next week, everybody's gonna be fucking.
Who knows,
full
man?
battle
They could go into full South Korea mode. They could literally just make it like they do in South Korea, where it's not just a free for all. It's not like living in the States.
Yeah.
There's going to actually be restrictions on, how many times a night you can go out, what time curfews and shit, where you can go and where you can't go. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Europe is a great place to be stationed if you're ever fortunate enough to be in the military and serve in Europe.
They just deactivated my battalion that I was in over there, the 412th ASB.
It's because you guys are fucking useless.
Because it was time.
They serve no purpose.
Hey, I was there in 06 when they started it. When they started the 412, when they reactivated it.
Did you mission accomplish your way to fucking democracy in the Middle East? Didn't think so. Serve their purpose.
I did for
fuck out of here.
I mission accomplished for 15 fucking months.
Yeah, your mission was to make it back home.
Yeah.
The overall mission is fucking pointless. So back to, so these things happen, right? No, everyone wants to point blame. Like Billy was saying, everyone wants to point fingers and figure out what's the problem. No, what's the solution, right? These things already happen. I want to get it fixed before it fucking hits home to me and it hits somebody that I personally know. Because at this point, if there's been 5 or 6 or 7 in the last year, and 2 of them have been within proximity of people I know, at what point is it going to be with somebody I personally know? And then it's terrible, because somebody's family member died. Well, obviously he was a scumbag, but it doesn't matter. Some people were injured. We don't know how. That's the other thing. When they say injured, it doesn't mean a scratch.
Did somebody get a leg blown off?
Fucking leg blown off. these are life-changing events.
Is someone blinded right now?
Speaking of that, we also don't talk about the injured in fucking, Operation OEF, IEF, all that fucking bullshit. The tens of thousands of soldiers who come back injured. We just talk about the killed, but an injury is fucking life-changing. It affects people even more, because then their families have to. All right, whatever. I'm going on a rant. So, I don't know. I think that if I was in power in Germany, what would I do? Well, the first thing I would do is
Put up a wall.
The first thing I would do is stop taking in so many refugees, right? So obviously they're having a hard time controlling what they have now. I'm sorry, we got to close the doors. 2 guys ruined the party for everyone. Our bad, but we tried to help. Second, I would sincerely
You don't make anybody leave. Don't make anybody leave.
I would retake the money that they're using, right? Because they're still allocating people in every day, and focus that money on vetting even further every single person. Okay, so you don't have to vet children. The children don't have any aspect. Most women, you really don't have to. Single women who are with children probably aren't trying to kill people.
Yeah.
It's mostly young guys. So you could focus in and really vet who's losing their mind, and surveillance is possible, even if it's just cyber surveillance.
I wonder.
And I would actually publicly announce, like Justin Trudeau did, the Prime Minister of Canada. I would denounce and I would withdraw all our troops in foreign soils in the Middle East. I would literally do that, and I would also denounce Israel, but that's me. And I bet you, in doing all that,
Tavistock.
all these attacks would stop overnight. Shit, I have a solution for the entire planet. If we want to go there,
Smoke weed every day.
But for Germany, that would be my solution. That's the way I would solve it. People are like, "Yo, you're a fucking idiot." No, actually, I'm not. I've lived in Germany. I've worked in both aspects of military, civilian. I've traveled all over the world. So actually, I do think I have the solution. So you can suck my fucking dick if you think otherwise.
I wonder if it's going to come out like the reason why his asylum was denied. I'm sure they're gonna.
He was terrorist connections.
Well, that's the thing. If this guy
he had terrorist tendencies.
If he had a tendency, or if they had any sort of inkling that he could have radicalized.
He's like, look, guy, we would have approved you, but that Osama bin Laden tattoo on your fucking shoulder.
So we're just gonna post you up in this apartment for the next 2 years and give you some money. Like we're gonna let you live the life. And we're gonna get you back over there when things simmer down a little bit. Yeah, once it eases up a little bit, we'll get you back. But for now, we're sorry, we're not gonna be able to keep you for 5 years tops.
So
and then you can figure it out after that. I mean, you could apply again. You could apply for asylum 1,000,000 times. So I don't know. Maybe there was something on the Muhammad Jihad side of things that made them not approve his asylum request, but
or maybe not.
I don't know. I don't think so, because I don't think they'd keep him there for another 2 years if they.
Maybe he was just bitter in the end that he got denied, and he was like, "Fuck this." Like, you gotta understand, Germany needs people, right? So instead of admitting it and fucking like opening their doors and just saying, "Yo, anybody from anywhere who wants to come live in Germany, who's under the age of 40 and wants to work, our doors are open." So instead of doing that, they're just taking in refugees, because they need more people in their workforce. Germany is a huge exporter of goods, really high quality goods, right? You got all kinds of pharmaceutical companies, manufacturing companies, car companies. Even knives are fucking. German knives are like superior to everyone's. So they have they have a growing elderly population and a non-increasing workforce.
Do you think
they're taking people in for this reason? That's why they're. It's not just as simple as, all right, close the borders, fuck it. Because if they don't fix this problem with work, they're gonna have serious economic issues in the future too. They have to take that into consideration.
Do you think it's just because they're literally lacking the manpower. They're lacking the young, able bodies. And do you think that their decline in manpower is related at all to like the military bases closing over there, just closing and closing and closing? Because like the thing is, because let me get to what I'm saying. Because do you know where I'm going with this? Because the thing is,
Billy could go anywhere with this, and I have an idea of where you're going.
Because you got to realize, when the military bases close, well, a lot of times when people go somewhere in the military, they meet a girl, they fuck, they get married, they have kids or whatever, But when you're in the military, you move, you relocate, you take the kids with you. But the thing is that's some of the time. What I propose is that they open up. They don't even have to open more bases in Germany. They just need to keep the ones open that are still there, and they need to rotate out all the white people and send in all the black people, and that way there will be plenty of people living in Germany.
So you won't understand this joke unless you've been in the military.
No, it's
if you're stationed in Germany and you're black, you get mad girls. Right?
Yeah.
Why? Because they assume every black guy is a fucking basketball. Dude, this sounds racist and stupid shit.
They think you're a rapper, actor, basketball player, and they think every black guy is. You can go to the club. You can go to the club in your fucking pajamas. And
this guy's the way he's talking is sounding super resentful right now. Hey, look, we were number 2 on the scale. Hispanic guys are always number 2. We always got the other half of the girls, and then white guys basically just got kicked in the face.
Hey, so did I get mine? You can.
That was post-military. I don't know about your military experience.
So I got mine.
Look at that.
And he
has to question. He has to make a statement. That's how he's worried about it.
Fuck you.
So no, but seriously, it's hilarious because if you're a black guy stationed in Germany, man, the girls, I don't know what it is, they just love you.
If I was a black guy in the military, I would fucking do everything to stay in Germany.
The joke would be keep bringing the black guys in so that they can keep having more children and blah blah blah. You know? Yeah. So I get it. It's hilarious.
Because they
stay a bit racist, but it's okay. We're jerks. We don't care. But it's the truth. I mean, the first time I went out in Germany, the first night out. We asked the cab driver, we're like, yo, where's a hip hop club, rap, blah, blah. This guy just wasn't getting it. He's just fucking, we're like, come on. Like, we're like giving him names and then, oh, black music. I'm like, yeah, what did he just say? like, yeah, it's black music, black hits.
Diva's Palace and Gallhofen.
And like German girls who don't speak any English, but like, can say, yo, he's a fly nigga though, like Deutsch Heil Hitler fly nigga, like what?
Oh.
These people,
they're like he's such a. They're like these girls. They were like he's such a cool blackie.
Like
they said blackie.
And it's they're not being racist. They actually really love the culture, and they're so curious, and they just don't know better, and so their curiosity leads them to having kids.
Yeah. Well, I was I'm not gonna speak on the timeline for this, but there was a time when I was in Germany and I was about to go home. I was about to go home with a girl, and at the last minute, there was a guy off in the distance that knew her. He was a black guy, and he yelled her name, and she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go with him, so I'll see you later." I was like, "Why are you leaving?" She goes, "It's no offense to you, but he's a baller." And
this is where the resentment comes from. He's still bitter. This is like the 8th time I've heard this story. She must have been sexy because he won't let this go.
She was hot, but
he won't let this.
It was no, but I mean, in the military, we all basically make the same money, So there was.
No, we all do. It's a socialist system. If we're the same rank, we make the same money, unless you have kids or like little stipulations, which are the same thing in a socialist system. Stipulations, how many kids you have, things like that. But basically, everybody gets the same base pay. So, he's a baller. Well, it's funny. I outrank him. I actually make more money than him. But it's okay. I get it. He's young Jeezy. I'm not.
Yeah.
Right. No, I didn't have that problem. So.
I'm young Snowflake.
He's young.
But
he's young. You look like a German. So they were like, well, you're not interesting.
Yeah. They're like, we could get this 8 days out of the week. No, but back on the topic, Germany does have a labor crisis. And instead of just saying, hey, we want you to work in Germany, they've turned it into a bit of do-goodery, which isn't a bad thing. Okay, these people in this country, maybe there are people here and there that could use employment, but there's a place where they're really suffering, and that's in Syria, that's in Iraq, that's in Afghanistan, and we're going to open the doors and we're going to say, hey, you can come here, we're going to take care of you, we're going to put you into our system, we're going to show you a better way, we're going to show you jobs, we're going to take care of everything, and when the situation dies down, maybe you can go back home. If not, welcome to Bavaria, welcome to Germany.
And it's worked. I mean, Germany also has a fear of a repetition of what happened in World War II.
Yeah, they're on a bit of a white guilt trip.
They're basically, they're trying to blend their society and integrate people from other cultures, and it's having its effects on both sides, on terrorism, and it's making a lot of Germans pissed off and resentful. And probably we're going to see a rise in right-wing nationalism again, something we're experiencing here in America. Again.
We're seeing it a lot with Donald Trump is giving people the balls to say the things that they were only saying behind closed doors. Now,
or people like David Duke are now legitimately allowed to run for fucking
Senate,
office.
yeah. And
so
I don't know.
It's not gonna get better anytime soon if these politicians don't start really trying to find solutions. And unfortunately, I don't feel like they're trying, and they don't want to find solutions. Because as long as they can lace their pockets, a few people dying is none of their concern.
Absolutely. I don't know. Well, shout out to Ansbach. Shout out to anybody that got injured. To the bomber, fuck you. I don't know why you have to do that. Germany's a beautiful place, and they were taking care of you. Know?
Well, Hillary Clinton went up to him and she specifically said, "Cut it out."
I went to Al Qaeda and I said, "Hey, cut it out." But as it turned out, it wasn't just Al Qaeda. There's Al Qaeda, there's ISIS, there's ISIL, and I mean, just because I talked to one, I can't talk to them all. I'm not Jesus. Oh, yeah. I'm not the Prophet Muhammad.
You know what? We should draw the Prophet Muhammad and post it up here, so that they can fucking suck our dicks.
You think Facebook will take it down?
Probably, but I don't care. Actually, you know what? I don't want to do that because this Nicaragua is a safe zone right now. We're in a safe zone, which is free of all that bullshit.
Space.
In my safe space. So, yep, that's what happened in Ansbach. Hopefully, this doesn't happen again there or anywhere, but it's gonna happen. Things are getting worse. We're seeing a lot. This shit was not happening when I was in Germany 5-6 years ago. It just was not happening. So I can't imagine how much more stress it's putting on the populations and tension. I mean, I'm going through it right now, right, with my son in Germany. We can't agree that what's the safest situation for him. She's talking about, we want to move back to Russia. I'm like, fuck no. Like, there's entire regions of fucking Europe that want to free themselves from Russia, and there's terrorism there. I'm like, yo, come down south. It's fucking beaches and peace.
Yeah.
So,
I can say this. I could say I've always felt safe in Germany. I always felt much safer in Germany than I have in the United States. In Germany I don't really have any fear of crime. Although I mean there is crime, there's crime everywhere, but I don't have the same fear of crime like I do in the United States.
Or getting murdered by a police officer.
I don't have a fear of the police. I don't have a.
It's because he's white on the outside, but inside he's got a little black in him.
Tech 9.
When he gets he's like, yo, I'm black.
I sip on gin and juice, not just juice.
Nothing like malt liquor on a Sunday.
I've got my mind on my money and my money on my mind. But no, but seriously, I've always felt safe in Germany, and I feel like even in this event, by not letting this guy in, they saved a lot of lives. They did their part, but you can't weed them all out. There's always gonna be the bad seed in the bunch. That's I don't know. That's the world we live in today, and it makes me sad.
You know what it was? I think his dad didn't call him on his birthday, so he was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna go explode a backpack.
His dad
too personal.
His dad didn't call him on his birthday.
I'm just kidding. Look, this is not. I was trying to make a joke without getting. Anyways.
But I don't know.
So yeah, that's about it for Ansbach, and we'll have more for you coming up here soon. I actually like this format a little bit better. We're just gonna take the stories that are happening as they come and
one
just talk
topic
about
at a time. Yeah.
And instead of you having to spend an hour and a half listening to us rant, it could be 20 minutes, 29. God dang, this one turned out long. Yeah. 30 minutes. So, but
that's
keep in mind if I can be reasonable in the situation, and I actually have family members in Germany, you can be reasonable too. Just think about the issues and what's causing them, not just responding to the exact, to what happened.
All right.
Don't forget, subscribe on Facebook. No, on YouTube. Like Facebook. Tweet if you want to fucking tweet. I don't know who the fuck tweets still. We have one, but
I don't think we put anything on
Instagram, we're definitely on Instagram. We'd be on Instagram putting up jerk pictures.
IG,
or fucking
son!
donate. Fucking help us, help you, help fucking bring reason back to the world because there's just too much right-wing bullshit going on. Look, if Silk and fucking Diamond, those fucking, God, those chickens for fucking Trump can fucking get money off this shit, we need some space for some fucking sensibility in this world. Young jerks.
Seriously, like, share, donate,
Of course! In the words of Jay.
Yeah.
Of course!
But again,
I love the Young Turks.
even if you don't do any of that, seriously, thank you for watching this. You know, shit, and we're gonna bring you more.
Yeah. Keep doing it or don't, whatever.
Young jerks.